Yo, what's up, y'all boys, man? Welcome back to the podcast. We don't start off with some good news, man. So, as of right now, the podcast is on Anchor and Spotify. Same name, Bonfire Conversations. It will be on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts very soon. They just take a little bit longer to verify and make sure the podcast is good to be on their site, but it'll be on there very soon. But as of right now, you can go on Anchor, Spotify, and look us up and support us on there too as well if you support this one, because it's the same shit. So today, and for those new listeners on Spotify and Anchor, I started this podcast on YouTube. On YouTube I have a video that usually accompany my voice. You guys will be able to hear it, but you guys won't be able to see it, obviously. But I just want you to know when I'm talking, like I'm looking at something, just because I am. The guys on YouTube can see it. You guys just can't, because I can't put video, obviously, on those sites. But you guys can hear what they talk, hear the background and other people talking. So that's to clear any confusion. So besides that, let's get right into the episode. Y'all see the question? Should men be expected to pay? This is gonna be a smaller snippet from the end of my boy Timothy DeLegado's podcast called No Chaser, where it's Timothy DeLegato in the blue jersey, Nikki Blaze in the black top, you feel me, and Rick in the black jeans and the black forces, you feel me. It's a good ass podcast. I fuck with it. I started watching them real recently, and I became addicted to this shit because I like how they run it. The conversations they have are very, very important. You feel me? So let's hop into this conversation, and we don't listen to them talk, and I'm gonna give my takes on it. You know how we do. We do this shit all the time. So let's get lit real quick, and let's get into the podcast.
Vegas was the first city and the first time I learned that girls really expect you to pay for food when you meet them for the first time.
Yeah, pay for everything.
Yeah, and this was before I really had money, because first time we went to Vegas as a homie group, we were broke as shit.
Oh yeah, we know that story.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about the prostitute story, but this one time, that same weekend before I accidentally hit on the prostitute, me and my boy PD Flow, there were these two.
I love this story.
We were like, we gotta get some girls this weekend, man. So it was these two girls talking to some lame ass motherfuckers. But so we walk over, just talking to them, being funny and shit. So they switched their attention to these other dudes that were trying to holler and start talking to us. They were cute, and so we were like, yo, I mean, let's kick it later, blah blah blah. They're like, yeah, great. We exchanged numbers, and they were like, hey, let's eat here, some sushi place in, I forget which hotel it was, but like, yeah, cool. And so me and Peter, we've hung out with girls, of course, we'd hung out with women before, but I guess we just never experienced this before, because we're all chopping it up, having a good time, ordering a couple drinks, ordering food, and then so the bill came, and so me and Peter are like, all right, how y'all want to do this? And they were like, oh,
I don't know you have for what I'm buying you food for.
That was the thought. It's just I just met you girls, right?
We hanging out.
But they were like, oh, okay, yeah. And then let me tell you, never saw them again, ever. But we all had such a great time.
Alright, I'm finna get into my take on this story. In my opinion, the way it should go is whoever extended the offer should pay, you feel me? Gender don't matter. But in this day and age, as far as we're still in old traditional societal things from so far ago when women couldn't make their own money, but in this generation it's definitely gonna change to where they won't have to deal with this shit. But for us dudes now, fellas, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay 90% of the time, you feel me? You gotta pay. But in my opinion, you feel me, whoever sends the offer should pay. So in his case, I can understand how being a young boy, you wouldn't even know, because he was saying when he was young, that's what happened. I understand the confusion. Is it his fault? No, because in a perfect world, he shouldn't have to pay for nobody. But you know how that shit go.
But I mean, and of course now, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but now, if I invited them, if I was going to eat with some girls I met in Vegas, of course I would pay.
Yeah.
But back then, I just had no idea that's how shit, quote unquote, worked.
If a girl pays, which ladies, be able to pay for your own food if you're ever stepping out of the house and have your own money just in case a situation happens. Because if you don't want it to go any further, you pay. If a girl pays, I think that's the international sign of, that was nice, I'm going to keep it moving. We don't owe each other anything. Cool. But if you just sit back and expect, which, hey, if you're trying to get at me, I'm looking at you if you gonna pay. Because if you pay, then okay. If you don't, I can pay for myself. But I think that's a little bit of the first sign of whether or not it will move forward.
So, this right here is like crazy. I guess the communication barriers between men and women and shit like this. Because as a dude, you wouldn't even think about any shit like some shit like this would be that big of a deal. You feel me? Like if Shorty paid, you would be like, oh, okay, whatever. She did her thing. But as you can see in the female mind, if she pays, that means, you feel me, it's donezo, right? And as a dude, if you don't pay, it means it's donezo. So I think this problem more lies on the miscommunication between both genders. But as far as what she's talking about, I think she's talking about absolute bullshit right now. It's 2021. Nikki Blaze, if y'all look up Nikki Blaze on Instagram right now, you can see all the followers she has. She makes plenty of money. She can pay for her own damn food. You feel me? Like, so she did saying shit because this shit benefit her and most women. So they're not gonna complain. You feel me? But yeah, I think she's talking a lot of bullshit right now.
Look, we all get it.
Yeah. We get it, but I
it
hate that y'all can't admit how stupid and whack it is.
No, it's stupid.
And I'm finna say right here, my favorite on the podcast is my boy Rick over here. I don't know if my mouse is on the screen, but you can see my boy Rick with the black jeans and the black t-shirt. He always keep 100% trio, unbiased, and he's probably one of my favorite podcast members because of how unbiased he can keep it real. You feel me? Like he keep it a buck all the time and he don't go for no bullshit. So when people start saying shit that don't make sense, he'll call them out on it. You feel me? And as you can see later in this interview, I believe he does that.
Well, that's why I said I advise women to have their own money. Do not expect them to pay, but if that's what you like and that's what you're into, I feel like if a man does pay, it's showing his interest, that it is wanting to be a little bit more than what it is.
See what I'm saying? I just said it a few seconds ago. My boy Rick, he always called the bullshit out. I fuck with him for that, you feel me? Like, she was saying some bullshit to try to fit her narrative that it's okay for this to go on. And look at my boy Tim, man. You feel me? Look, I ain't gonna lie, y'all can read the room right now. Look, you feel me? Tim knew. Look at his face. He's smiling at the camera right here. He know what he just did. He said, oh, yeah, I just instigated some shit. Tim know right now. Rick finna go crazy. As soon as Rick did that little giggle. See, fellas, y'all know when y'all do that that laugh. It's like that annoyed laugh. You feel me? Like, I'm annoyed. I'm just gonna laugh it off. That's what he did. For y'all that don't know them, Tim and Rick have been friends for so long. Y'all can look this shit up. Wild and out and shit like that. They've been friends for so long. So he knows his friend. So he know that boy Rick finna snap on her. So just his face, yeah. I already knew what time it was.
To me, if a guy asks me out and he doesn't pay, we're homies. That's it. You're getting nowhere else with me with that. Because it's not a date then. If it's a date and you're trying to impress me, you pay. If not, I pay. We keep it pushing.
But what if
you see the flaws in her argument right here, boys? Listen, this is what I tell y'all, bro. You always keep it pimping and you don't simp. You don't chase. This is what happen when y'all boys chase. Y'all get finesse. That's why I don't chase. You feel me? But you out here chasing these women, you do all this shit. You don't end up running to somebody like this. And I'm not saying Nikki Blaze is a bad person at all. All respect to Nikki Blaze. But the mindset she has is fucking toxic. You don't run into somebody like this. Oh, he didn't, on the first day, he didn't take me out to eat. Oh, he must not like me. Da 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 da. You feel me? And it's sort of different levels. You got people that everything is about, well, I'm not going to say everything, but money is a very high tier thing. And then you got people, such as my boy Rick, where as money isn't that important. That's for in this case. So, in this case, Nikki Blaze, for example, is paying. Like I said, Nikki Blaze got bread. She could pay for whatever meal she fucking want. But in this case, she's using the money thing. It's like a power move. Okay, like it's like a masculine move to pay. That's what she's saying. You feel me? Like money, like the payment, the money in this case is like a masculine thing. My boy Rick is on the side. I'm with Rick. You feel me? I believe like Rick. Like you feel me? Like money not shit, bro. Like, if you got two niggas with bread, it don't matter who paid, my nigga. So I'm Rick, but you can see that later in this interview. You will see the difference in perspectives, and you can see where their mind is. I think Nikki Blaze is like 31 or whatever, but she a little bit more. I wouldn't say immature, but I'm gonna say immature, but not in a bad way. More like in a way that it's just a different. It's just a difference in genders. You feel me? That's all. I guess that's what it means. So, different. So she, like women and men, equivalent different things. Like different situations have different meanings on both sides. So that's essentially what's going on right now.
If that's not a date, we're hanging out to get to know you. But then, okay, I know you now and I like you. Let's go on a date. But y'all don't let them get to that chance because they didn't pay the first time y'all hung out.
But I'm gonna say this though. Like I said, I'm gonna break on this. It don't make sense. You can see the flaws in the ideology that if he don't pay, it's not a date. It don't make. You feel me? That don't make sense. You sound like a damn. You feel me? Like. Sound like a finesser. That's what you sound like. But I'm gonna let it ride. We don't see what else they gotta talk about.
I always say if you are not interested in the person, put your card down, because it also might be. I mean, that's the thing. Like, guys, how do you feel if a girl just puts her card down? Does that give you the signal that she's not interested in you?
Here's the thing. No.
Okay.
But that's also stupid because it's like
there's no winning.
It doesn't work on the flip. It's not like, well, if I'm down, then yeah, you can pay. It doesn't work like that. So you can't say universal sign if you don't want it to go any further, you pay. But then if he pays, you still might not want it to go any further. So it doesn't work. But
that's the W take from my boy Rick. I told y'all I fuck with Rick. That's a W take. So her case and argument was, if you don't pay, you don't get another date. And what Rick is saying is, even if I do pay, it's not guaranteed another date. So that shouldn't even fucking matter. You feel me? My boy Rick make powerful points. Let's see how she responds to what he talking about.
We all know.
That's what I'm saying. Like 100% what it is stupid, especially if the world is trying to get woke.
I'm not saying it makes sense.
Right.
I'm just saying that.
But that's just how it is.
I'm also not saying it's stupid.
This is why I fuck with Rick. He coming out of bullshit. You see how she's trying to deflect every way to like, you feel me? Like, she's so biased on one side and so stubborn. She's trying every way to deflect, finding flaws in what side she's standing on. So she tries to like let everything slide by and just tries to like smooth on over to the next part of the argument when they say something bad about her side. So I like how Rick called her out and said, yeah, but you're not saying it's not stupid, you feel me? Because she definitely not trying to say that because she benefits from it, but that's how people be.
I'm letting you know,
do it.
If I pay and I put my card up front, either I'm proving, here, I've done this before. Either I'm trying to prove to you that I'm not talking to you for the money, for your money, or the type of person that you are, that don't worry, I got it. This is me showing like, don't worry, I'll pay for us. It's cool. That's a little bit of a power move and kind of manipulative because I'm just trying to prove a point that I don't need you. I got it myself. But do I like when people pay? Of course I do.
Right. And
of course you do. Of course you do.
Of course I want you to pay for me. I don't like paying for my own shit.
It's
but I can.
Society's ran that way for too long now, where it's like it's just how it is, right? Yeah. It's definitely stupid, especially if like, you know, because if the thought process is you.
That boy Tim be sounding like me, bro. I swear to y'all. Like, y'all boys who don't do the podcast that's listening. Because I do it like how they do it. I keep it raw. I do one take. Because I really want y'all to get a real grasp of, like, my personality. My bad. Let me get this off y'all screen. I really want y'all to get a big grasp of my personality and shit. And how shit really goes down. Because that's part of the social media culture I don't like. We sort of like make shit like everything's perfect and shit. Nah, I'm gonna keep it raw with y'all on this channel. Like I said in the first episode, this gonna be one take raw. If I fuck up, y'all won't hear it. You feel me? So Tim sound like me. You feel me? The stuttering and shit. If y'all go back to the later episodes and even future episodes and probably this episode, you hear me fucking talking fast and stuttering and shit. But that's how I be, bro. When you be trying to produce these episodes, so I respect them for that, for keeping that shit in.
Shouldn't expect anything from like when you pay for food, then you shouldn't expect anything. Then that's how it. Then you shouldn't be mad at someone for expecting something when they pay. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things. Yo, everybody better have fucking money if we're going out to eat. If you leave the damn house and you ain't got no damn money, it's your fault.
Well, so here's my specific problem with your issue, because I remember this shit. You guys said to them, "Let's hang out later."
Mm-hmm.
They said to you, "Okay, let's eat at this place." They invited to dinner. Y'all said hang out.
Right.
Because you was fucking broke.
Yeah.
You know?
That was my take on that as well. So, like I said, I told y'all, I watch this podcast a lot, and I agree with most of his takes because of how unbiased he is and how he interprets things. And you can see, I clearly just said that earlier in the podcast, that if whoever invited who else should pay, he on the same page as me. You feel me? So, as y'all know, yeah.
Okay, now then that's on them. They should have known better.
Yeah, but
But
look,
if you're
be-
going to say, "Hey,
yeah.
come eat with me,"
Right.
Yeah.
then pay.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
If
But-
we invite you out, if we're inviting you out, girls better have money to at least pay for themselves. And if not, that's courteous and nice to be like, yo, I got it taken care of.
Yeah,
But again,
but-
how old were you guys?
we were just turned 21.
Yeah, this is a mature conversation as far as how it goes.
See, look, this is one thing I don't like. I don't like this. So, Rick comes out with the point. They invited you out. You shouldn't have to. They should at least pay for their own food, correct? She agrees with it first, but then but she could have just said, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they invited you. They should pay for their own food or pay for y'all. You feel me? You shouldn't have to pay. Instead of that, it's but the excuse is, they were young, so like. Come on, bro. Just say it what it is, man. You don't have to make an excuse for everything that's not going in the way of your argument. Like, I hate people who do this, and I'm gonna say this throughout the episode because people don't say, "Oh, you just don't like her." Like, no, like I fuck with Nikki Blaze and other episodes of their podcast, No Chaser. She has good takes. You feel me? It's just in this particular episode so far, the takes have been ass, and I'm just sorry. It is what it is. But let's continue let's continue with the clip and see what's going on.
And look,
But the grown ass women don't. Never mind. Let me shut up.
Nah, I'm gonna pause it right here. Like I said, body language is everything. Right? That little let me just shut up. I mean, he was about to go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's about to snap. But, because, yeah, I'm saying, pretty sure whoever watching this, y'all probably be in the same situation where somebody say something, you say, and you be like, let me just be quiet, and you just laugh it off. That's what he just did. He's about to go crazy, but he realizing right now it's no getting across to her. You feel me? She always gonna be so stubborn on her stance, and he's like, at this point, he's realizing I don't want to waste my breath for real. You feel me? Or I'm gonna get mad. So he sort of backs off. Like I said, body language says something. Her with the hands, she's getting very defensive already. But let's continue and see how the rest of this goes.
Everybody's different. What are you talking about? Like I've said before, I've paid before, but that's to establish. That's an
Exactly.
establishing
It's a
thing.
game. It shouldn't be a game. Why is everything a game?
Because
It's
it is a
weird.
game until you married.
It's not.
See, this is the difference in point of views. Like I said, I want to say, like I said, I don't mean this in a bad way. It's this Nikki Blaze thought process on this is very like immature-ish. You feel me? Like just the way she perceives things, and I'ma do this and it's a game and it's to be manipulative. It's like she's very toxic, I say it this way. And it might not be her fault. She might have, you feel me, had bad shit happen to her in the past as far as relationships and shit like that. But the way she interprets things is very toxic and like very like kiddish, you feel me? So like if it was me at this point, I'm just not arguing or even saying nothing anymore, because I'm realizing nothing I'm saying can get across to her. Like, even when her ideology is at fault, she brings an excuse to a situation to make it where, okay, it's not, like, you feel me? If you feel what I'm saying. But even when her thought process is at fault, she tries to switch it into a situation to where her thought process is right. So, like, at this point, I would have just been like, you know what, fuck it, you got it. You feel me? Because I would have been knew that ain't no getting across to her. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Oh, a game. Okay, it's really Rick. You mean to tell me it's
find
not
a successful
a guy
marriage and ask if it was a game?
to get to that point?
Yeah, a successful one.
Did you have to do some stuff back and forth to figure
They're
out?
not successful yet. No. I'm not even being funny.
Right.
It's not long enough.
Because it's only been a couple years.
But how did you get to that point? Like, did you feel that those same things applied? Like, if you were to take her out, you knew that you were going to pay? And if she invited you out, did you expect for her to pay for you?
It was, for me, it was definitely something. Look. I mean, it's a hard conversation to really fully have, because when I was at that point in my life, in my head, I'm like, if I'm courting a woman, I'm going to be paying for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't expect her to really ever pay.
And if she did pay, how would that make you feel?
And when you're dating a woman like that, when it's like something you're getting to know each other, and she's like, hey, you know what? I don't want you to pay. I'm going to pay. Then it's like a treat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit. Wow. That's dope of you.
Yeah,
But
the opposite of what you're saying. So don't act like you agree.
See this see how Rick don't play the bullshit? Rick be on that. She asked that question in sort of a conniving way. You feel me? Sort of in a way that she expected Tim's response to be what her ideals of. She wanted Tim to say, oh, if she pays, I would have thought she wasn't interested. But, like I said, she has a toxic mindset. Tim said the opposite of what she wanted to hear. As you can see, body language says everything. Usually she has something to say back for everything. When Tim said that, she had nothing to say. She just shook her head to the side. I like how Rick calls her out because she tries to, like I said, like, when something is not going her way, she tries to just sort of like speed past it and act like it never happens. So I like how Rick called her out and said, yeah, that's not what you was trying to say, so don't get it fucked up. I'll fuck with Rick for that, no cap.
But no, I do agree. That's a relationship, though. When you're in a relationship,
Yeah.
I don't expect that's relation. There's a difference between courting and relationship. There's
Now look, and like I said, y'all see how she deflects it? So now it was, so now we're bringing it into more subsessions. First it was this dating. So now it's now it's a relationship. Now it's a relationship versus courting, whatever she said. So now we bringing it down to subsessions to make her ideology be correct. You feel what I'm saying? So you can see how she's shifting it every time something is wrong to make it seem like she's right. Personally, if I was me, I would have been shut this shit down a long time ago, because it's no getting to her. Like I said, I would just been like, you know what I'm saying, fuck it, whatever, you got it, you feel me? I wouldn't have been talking no more. But I respect Rick for letting her speak her piece, even though it's fucking wrong. I respect Rick for letting her speak her piece, and Tim for letting her speak her piece, because, you feel me, they're professional about it. I don't know if I could be as professional about it, but
phases to
But
these things.
You don't get to one without the other. What I'm saying is,
So if she would have paid before the relationship part, how would that have made you feel? If she would have dropped the card down and didn't say, oh, this is a treat, and you were on a date thinking you were courting her, and she went and paid, would that make you think she wasn't interested?
I would not have thought she wasn't interested.
Okay.
I would have thought, oh,
you see what I'm talking about, y'all boys? When the situation supports her ideology, she has a lot to fucking say. But when it doesn't, she gets the answer she doesn't want to hear, she's real quiet, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me how she keeps deflecting it and changing the situation to fit her narrative. And it's real crazy to me, because it's people like this, you feel me? And probably you know that I know that act just like this, you feel me? And that shit is mad annoying. I don't even know how they dealing with this right now. It's just it's real crazy to me how they just dealing with this. You feel me? They got a lot of fucking tolerance.
that's she's trying to boss up on me, but
something like that.
but not on some unromantic shit.
Because okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You go out with a guy, it's not specified as a date. You're out with him. You guys have an amazing time. You enjoy him. You enjoy the conversation. Everything's cool. The bill comes and he hits you with you want to just Venmo me or you want to split the card. Are you like, oh, fuck this guy now?
In my head, I'm going, then that in my head, he didn't court me. So it was just hanging out. And I'm like, okay, here's the money. But in my head, but again, this is a scenario that I don't know. This is a made up scenario. So in my head, if he goes, are we splitting this? And he's a friend then. We're friends. Because I have no problem hanging out with the guy and we're friends. And if he's like, hey, how do you want to do this? Then that gives me, you're not courting me or trying to romantically move advances that way.
Okay, but y'all
hear how it don't make sense. She's so her head's so stuck in her ass, she don't know what she talk about. She just saying bullshit at this point. And like I said before, it's no disrespect to Nikki Blaze. She has good takes in other videos. Just in this podcast, specific one, she has a terrible take. You know what I'm saying? It happens sometimes. Until we get so stuck in it. I call it the Bishop Sycamore effect, where you're too deep in to where you don't want to admit you're wrong. So you just keep going deeper. You feel me? That's what she's doing. She's like, I'm wrong, but I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to. She basically doing I don't want them to be right. So I'm gonna keep going down and changing the situation and making it fit my narrative. That's what she's doing. The Bishop Sycamore effect, boys. No cap.
Who enjoy him?
But if he's the one that told me that's it, then I'm disappointed. Then I'm gonna feel let down, to be honest.
Do you not hear how silly that is? Not because
it doesn't have to make sense for. Is it silly? I mean, but how many dates do you go on?
I like.
You see what I'm saying? Look, Rick done call her in the biggest motherfucking trap of all time. That nigga threw the Pokemon trap card on her ass. She went to stuttering. She went to, well, it doesn't have to make sense. Well, is it silly? Well, how many dates? You feel me? She don't even know where to go. You feel me? She's so fucked up and, you feel me? Her head's so fucked up now. She knows she wrong, but she don't want to admit she wrong. You know, it's shit crazy. Shit work like that in real life too, which is so fucking crazy. But I just wanted to point that out right there. That little stutter, changing the topic 3 times, well, it doesn't need to make sense to whatever. What's she say? It doesn't need to make sense. Well, how many days have you went on? Well, is it silly? Like, you know what I'm saying? She just jumping around now because her head's so fucked up. She's so fucking wrong. Like, she too deep in that she can't even be right at all. But she still don't fight her losing battle. She don't go down on that hill. You feel me? She don't go down on that hill. No cap.
Like you, I enjoyed you. We had a good time.
But you
didn't pay for me. Damn! Now I feel all these different things.
Because
you're assuming his thoughts.
Because until you can open up the channels of communication to where we're going off of what the universal signs are,
which is silly.
But in that scenario, if a man is courting, using the term that he used, which normally when a man is courting a woman, there are certain behaviors that they do. And we have to look for these signals to kind of navigate this world of dating. If a guy goes, hey, you want to split this? In my head, I go, he probably wasn't that interested in me. And this is him telling me it without saying it, because nonverbal communication is 90% of communication. So I didn't make the rules, but if that's how I react, that's my reaction. It doesn't mean that it's right or it's wrong. It just means that's how I took it. And when you date, it could be a vibe. Maybe it was, I'm going to look at myself like, damn, I must have dropped the ball on this day and he don't want nothing to do with me. But I'm not going to be like, fuck him. I'm going to be like, damn, that's really disappointing. I don't know how I feel now.
And that goes back to what I said earlier. It's more of like a barrier of communication. It's just people need to communicate better. It will just prevent these situations from happening. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so that's all it is.
Do you hear yourself? I get what you're saying, and you make complete sense. There's a billion people in the world who think like that. That doesn't mean you have to think like that, because everything was great except for this one thing, that one thing makes you think all the negative.
Okay, first off, I'm not gonna be just hanging out with a guy. I'm 31 fucking years old. I'm not just hanging out with dudes.
Oh,
so
you hear me say, "Oh my god!" Like, he getting frustrated right now. You feel me? She's doing, like I said, she's doing everything to fit her narrative. He's trying to make her see the other side. She's not seeing the other side. She's trying to avoid at all costs to let him know that what he's saying is right. like it's you feel me, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like I said, they're taking it very well, because I would have been done to shut this shit down. And that's my advice to y'all in real life, man. If this shit ever happened in real life, to shut this shit down. You don't waste your time, because you ain't gonna get nothing out of it. It's not gonna be no middle ground. It's gonna be stubborn people just like this in real life. And it's now I can understand why all these high value men channels are coming out and blowing up right now, because a lot of people need that confidence, you know what I'm saying? Like what's this, courting a woman, blah blah blah, that bullshit. Now I see why Kevin Samuels is out doing his thing, Fresh and Fit is doing their thing, and they blowing up, because a lot of men need to hear this shit from them and from a lot of people, that you don't have to chase women, bro. You feel me? Like, if you get your shit done and your shit together, they don't come to you. You don't have to deal with people or women like this. And the sad part is, a lot of the high value men, as much as I hate using that term, but high value men are a small percent of the men population. A lot of y'all are simps, and you let women think like how she's thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of thinks that men have to court and pay for her and all this. It's because of y'all simps. You feel me? Y'all simps got women thinking they can just I would go to these interviews, these public interviews, where they go argue what do you bring to the table, and they say, I am the table, I am the trophy, blah blah blah, all that bullshit. It's because of you simps. No cap. You simps got women thinking that they are the holy grail and all kinds of shit. When in reality, you should be thinking that of yourself, because good things come your way when you get that confidence. So, shout out to Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels, for installing that and letting men feed off that energy, because some people need it. I've been had this mentality though, for real. Like, I'm 10 toes regardless.
But that's my thing. I'm not just hanging with a guy. If we're going out and you are courting me, and again, if that's my belief and how I would like a relationship to go, that's on me. And if you don't believe in that, then that's on you. Go and find somebody that feels the same way. If you want to court me, and I still think that chivalry is not dead, and I do like that. But when we move into another phase, and if I want to take you out and I invite you and I want to do things, I think that I could totally do the same. But on the first date, you say 50-50 or we're hanging out, we're friends. It don't mean that I'm saying fuck you and you ain't shit. It just means, in my head, for me, I don't like that. I would like to be courted. Personal preference.
Okay.
Hold on.
And that's fine. But is it personal preference and it's just for me, or is it the way of the world? You can't argue me with both.
Why can't I? Because if there's a lot of people that would think the same, because that's just what they know. And if they
so
vibe
it's
with
way of the world.
But if you vibe with that person, it's up to you to make that decision. This is a made up scenario. So if I was vibing with this dude and for some reason I still felt like,
All right, excuse me, y'all. Oh no, she has been out. She's been out. She's been out.
She asked him to go out.
You all, cause, all right. I'll talk to you later. I'm doing something right now. Hold on. All right, excuse me, y'all boys, man. Somebody just at my door. Just my grandma. But let's get back to the video.
Okay, I'm not tripping, then it is what it is. But in this made up scenario we have, yeah, I would like to be courted. If you don't pay and say, hey, how we gonna split this? I still think that you are giving me the, I don't really see you romantically. I don't want to make that effort to pay. And it is what it is. I've definitely been out with guys and we did the 50-50 and we're friends still. But that was the moment that it probably could have went romantic, and we never pursued anything after that.
So the him not paying shuts that down.
As far as the romantic?
Yeah.
Unless he shows on a different occasion that it can
So
go
he gets
otherwise.
another chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over. I'm not saying, like I said, it's not fuck you. I'm going to assume, which again makes an ass out of me and you, I'm going to assume that you weren't into me. If he goes and we have a conversation after the fact, which we probably would if we're really into each other, maybe he's doing the same thing and don't know how it works. Every situation is different. I mean, every situation is different.
All right, y'all, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Thank you for watching another episode of the No Chaser podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.
All right, my take on that situation, as always, I'm gonna give my take at the end of these. My take on that is, no. We in 2021, we done did all this feminist wave shit. How women want they rights, equality. Well, this come with equality, you feel me? You that equality, you gotta go with that 50-50, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I don't like when we do this women rights, women want to be equal shit, and then whenever something don't go their way, I'm not saying Nikki's a feminist at all, but I'm just saying, this wave, how we fall for equality, women want equality, but when there's something that don't go their way, we don't want equality, you know what I'm saying? We want it to be traditional. You feel me? You gotta pick one side or another. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. The answer is no on me. Men should not be expected to pay. You feel me? 2021, everybody got their own bread, you feel me? So, that's how that should work. But, what I want you guys to do is comment down below. For those on YouTube anyway. I don't know if you could comment on Spotify or Anchor, but if you can, do it. Comment down below. What's your opinion on the question? Should men be expected to pay during dates? So just comment down below. Let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, share, post noties, do all of that stuff. Help us grow, help the family grow. Join the family. And I'll be back with y'all tomorrow. And I'll be back with y'all on Friday. Oh, and I forgot to say this earlier in the vid, but my upload schedule is usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But today I was trying to get the podcast set up on other platforms, and shit was fucking up, so it took a little longer than usual. But it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So y'all should expect another vid from me tomorrow, and then Friday I got a story time for y'all with a very important message. So be sure to tune in for that one. So anyways, I'm signing out. Y'all have a good night.